Welcome to FPL Rivals, a World Cup special. We are back once again as England beat Congo, so obviously we have to come back and talk about that. We're also going to talk about Harry Kane and how special is he as an England player. We'll look at England's next fixture in Mexico on Monday morning for the UK time, Monday morning, and then we'll also call out some of the other big games, the big talking points in the round of 32 so far. So here we are. Siege, how are you after yesterday? It was a stressful 75 minutes, I'd say.
It was a stressful one, I must say. But realistically, I think the Congo goalie had the game of his absolute life as well. It made me laugh.
We should have had a penalty. Let's call
We
that
should have
out.
had a
What
pen.
the
We
fuck is
we'll
VAR
gloss
going on
over
there?
that in a sec. But yeah, the Congo goalie to start with only played 4 club games this year, which interested me, and then has an absolute worldie. But he made some great saves, and it's not like they had one shot. And we might as well start with that now. Their goal, straight into it. Like, I know we've spoke about, particularly myself. I was actually looking at a few of the videos. I've gone in on the non-selection of Trent quite heavily, but I thought the back four for that first goal was all over the place,
Well,
and
they all
there's
just got
multiple
pulled, didn't
factors
they?
for it. Yeah, they got pulled over. O'Reilly was too high. The 2 centre halves came across. Jed Spence, to be fair to him, he had to come across. He
Yeah, because
couldn't
he
leave
had to follow them.
he
Yeah,
couldn't leave the boat free. And then you're looking at Madueke, who did absolutely nothing to track him. And actually, first half,
and then Pickford
Madueke and
probably
Rashford
should
were
get a
so
save on it,
poor
shouldn't he?
coming back. They were so poor. There was so many times O'Reilly, Rashford was just trotting back, Madueke trotting back. We got exposed quite a bit at the back, but to be fair to the lad, he took the goal well. Like, I know we're going to be on at Pickford, and people are calling for Pickford's head. Yes, he probably should have saved it, but to be fair, it was a decent finish. He couldn't have put it anywhere else, but it was a very stressful watch,
It's
particularly when
slightly
we were missing
harsh to
players.
blame Pickford for the goal. Maybe he should
Agreed.
save it, yeah. I mean, but it was the entirety of that whole thing, and I think you're right. I think that I was really disappointed. I think England were really let down there was a lot of poor play. Let's be
Yeah,
honest, in that first, especially the first 25 minutes.
shocking, wasn't
There
it?
was a lot of
Shocking.
poor. It was very poor. But I was also really disappointed by Rashford and Madueke. I thought their quality for professional footballers trying to put a ball in the box was dreadful. Their defensive work was lazy. They just didn't look. And there was a couple of times where I did like that Madueke took his man on and went past
He
him,
actually
which
went
was
down the
more than
outside, didn't he? Yeah.
which was more than what we've done. I thought Rashford didn't really offer us much. But funnily enough, you talk about that. So I read a really good article today about how Congo actually, and they're going to play. They play very similar to how Mexico play. So what Mexico play a 4-3-3, but Congo played 4-4-2 last night. And what Congo's aim was tactically was to have their 2 fullbacks wide, literally giving Rashford and Madueke no space at all. So they were really a stretched back four. They weren't very narrow. They were quite like wide, which then took away that width space. And that's what England really wanted to do last night, was play out that's what we thought we would have, is more width. But we couldn't generate enough width. And then when we did get it, the quality into the boxes was poor. The amount of times that Rashford whipped a poor ball in, I was baffled by it. And I
It
was
is.
just like
I just think as well,
how
like you
difficult
said,
is it to whip a cross in?
exactly. And with like you said, with that stretch back four, we spoke about it against Panama. Yes, I know the sort of tradition nowadays is to have a right-footed player on the left and a left-footed player on the right, but it's so easy to defend, particularly when you take away that width, when you're just showing them inside, because let's be honest, all they want to do, particularly Madueke, like he can beat players, but he always cuts back on his left foot. But once he cuts back, like Ghana did, like Panama did, like Congo did, you can then just put 2 or 3 lads inside, and all he's going to do is put it back to Jed Spence. And actually, what I thought he fucked Spence with a little bit, he never rolled it back to Spence so Spence could whip it in.
I know, it was
It was
every
that, I
time
mean,
like there
I don't
wasn't. But
mind going down the right, checking back, and then
yeah,
laying one back to Spence, but they'd lay it back, play it to the left, play it to the right, then would end up whipping a shit ball in. But yeah, crazy
Yeah.
really. But
I
I
mean,
just think the back
yeah,
four were all over the place.
it was a strange first half. I think VAR have had a terrible few days, right? Because
Yeah, yeah,
Bal
yeah.
Balogun got sent off last
Oh,
Sunday.
shocking decision.
Something that
Shocking
he
decision, that
for
one.
him to get now a game's ban for that, I think is
Awful.
extremely harsh. I mean, how VAR didn't intervene for Harry Kane going over in the box when I think the goalie thought he'd given away a penalty. Like,
Yeah, 'cause
he's
he straight away,
yeah,
you knew
I
by him, didn't you?
I was baffled that that wasn't given, and then I just thought as soon as that happened, I had this horrible feeling. I was like, "It's just not going to work for us today. We're just not going to get that luck at rub of the green." And then we had this strange Anthony Barry's strange comment at halftime about how them scoring allowed us to take the chains off a bit and take the handbrake off. He said, and I was like, "What do you mean take what? Like what? What do you mean them scoring?" I think actually their goal completely
Yeah,
through
absolutely
the
through us.
team.
Yeah,
They had
rocked
not
us,
they
yeah.
were not expecting it, and they had no idea how to respond to it, and I think they really I think we were a lot better in the second half. The ball moved quicker. I did still think we struggled slightly, um, but as soon as he brought Gordon on, and I'm really pleased for Gordon actually because he's had a real tough start to the tournament. But I thought he came on and he did actually change the game. I thought he brought a bit of quality and a bit of composure in the
Yeah,
final third when
composure,
he got on the
absolutely
ball.
right.
And then obviously Harry Kane's movement for the goal, just like Panama, same move behind the defender. Defender can't see him. Gordon whips a lovely floated ball into the box, and Harry Kane just moves back in front of his defender to head it
You
in.
know, the
Unbelievable.
funny thing with that goal as well, I think the keeper should have saved it. That's what made me laugh about it. Like
Yeah, he
he'd
probably
been
could
an
have. He could have.
absolute worldie, and literally it was just a regulation save to his right, but he sort of fluffed at it a bit. But
Yeah,
as soon as we got
and
that
then
goal, like I was just it was just one of the I just thought it was going to be one of those games, like you said, it was going to be chance after chance, heroic defending, unbelievable goalkeeping. But once we got that goal,
I
we
thought
did
we'd win it. Yeah, I did.
we did create a lot, to be fair. And I do think, like, listening to a few teams, sorry, a few people listen to that Gary Lineker podcast, I think it was Brad Friedel saying, like, let's be honest, not many teams can play against that low block. Actually, against Congo, England created a lot more. The keeper just had a worldie.
Yeah,
Let's be
and
honest, against Mexico and against these free flowing
it's
teams,
very easy, isn't it, as an England fan to be all like Debbie Downer about it, and like I think Micah Richards was like, "Oh, it was crap. Like we're still crap. We're very like Southgate-esque about us right now." And I do get part of his point, but it's also good to hear a neutral. So to like, like watching the American coverage with Zlatan, and he was
yeah,
just
he's
like,
been excellent.
he
I
was
think he's
like,
been excellent.
he was like he sat there and he said, "England will score." He said, They're going to create a chance and they will score a goal. You just got to wait. There will be that chance." And he was right. We did score. And then Harry Kane's second goal. I mean, an
Unbelievable.
absolute belter. How he whips his foot around it, like and going in that away from goal, and how he whips his foot about it at that speed as well. The keeper didn't even move because it went past him
100K,
so quickly.
100K an hour, wasn't it? I saw on the thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
keep. That's what
unbelievable
mad.
strike.
Keeper didn't even move, and let's be honest, it was probably about 2 or 3 foot away from him. But before he knew it, it
Yeah,
was in the back of the net, and
yeah.
it
Oh,
just
just
shows. I think there's probably 5 players at this World Cup. I would say currently, let's
that can
say,
carry a team. Yeah.
yeah. You've got Mbappe, but
I
you've
think
got Elise
France are
and
different, right?
Dembele. They're
They've got
different, yeah.
multiple world class players,
Exactly.
right? Whereas M Argentina have Messi, who's kind of carried them. He scored pretty much all their goals. We've got Kane and Bellingham, who I think we're quite lucky
Yeah,
that they're both in form. I
in
think that
form,
helps us
exactly
out.
that. Yeah,
Um, I think those are the and Norway have got Haaland, haven't they? Who seems to
Brazil have got Vinny Junior. Do you know what I mean?
Vini
At
Junior.
times,
Yeah.
when to pop
So
up. Yeah.
yeah, I think in all positive thing, right? Old England, as we always say this, like England prior to Southgate would have just capitulated and we would have lost that 1-2 nil, and then the fight would have gone. But taking the positives out, there was fight in there, the desire to still win the game, um, and the passion at the end of, well done, they've won it. I am pleased. again, we can come back to the right back situation. Obviously, Rice looked really good going to right back, but I
It's,
would not want to be putting him there for
no,
Mexico. You'd need his engine in midfield. So again, I
it's
think
really,
we've got this
yeah,
problem. He's
it
got
is
this problem at
interesting.
right back.
It is interesting.
Hopefully, Reece James might be back. I don't know. He said he was missing a couple of games. He's missed two now. Is it still too soon for him to
I
come
just,
back?
it just, I don't want to, do not want to harp on about it, but how Jed Spence has become to be the only right back in the England national team after the season he's had. That is what absolutely frightens me. I wouldn't say he's in the top 10 right backs in the whole Premier League,
No, but you know who else I've
realistically.
really been really disappointed with actually, and last night as well, was Nico O'Reilly.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, not
drifts.
good,
I
not
think
good
I don't
defensively.
no, and I just think he just why he keeps disappearing into midfield for whatever, like into the central midfield. I know he does that for City, but I do. He's got he's a quality person to whip a ball in, right? So for whatever reason, why does he just stay out on the left and be there for a decent ball in the box? Because every time down the left, it was just we had one person, and
Yeah,
then Bellingham's trying to go over to help.
there's
Um,
no old school, wing back round the outside whip a ball in anymore, is there? It's
no, it's
scandalous.
all
Like,
this
do you
inverted
know who does
fullback
that? Do
now,
you
isn't
know
it?
who does that? Lewis Hall does that for fun for
Yeah,
Newcastle.
yeah,
Get down the
hey.
outside, whip a ball in. Like Spence made a couple of really good runs, to be fair to him. But then I'm just he can't be there because defensively he's appalling,
I do feel for him.
absolutely appalling.
Like, I don't want to talk about the players that aren't there because we do that every week, and everyone does it. I do feel slightly for Spence. I think there was times in the game last night where he was too worried to make a mistake going forward, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he just turned and went back. And I think there's that pressure on him where he was worried about making a mistake and giving it away. And I think there was a point where again Tuchel laid into him, and he was just
Yeah.
yelling at him about go forward, like stop coming back, keep going forward. And I do think be interested to see what he does against Metzer. I wonder if he'll actually maybe bring John Stones back in and then put
I
Konza
think
out on the
I
right.
think, do you know what? That's more secure. Like, even Conser and Gay looked all over the place as well sometimes last night. Like,
I just
they
think we
settled
need a
down a
bit more of
bit.
an experienced head at the
Yeah,
back.
we do, we do.
I think we need John Stones to come back in, and I think that brings me on nicely to Mexico. Mexico
Yeah.
going to be play quite. They're not a brilliant team, right? I know they've won every game and not conceded, but again, who have they played in their games? They played South
South
Africa,
Korea,
South
Czech
Korea,
Republic, South
Czech
Africa,
Republic, and who did they beat in the knockout?
Ecuador,
Ecuador, who were
Ecuador who've been
bang
shite.
average.
They've been shite, yeah.
Yeah, I think Mexico are going to be similar. So if I'm looking at Mexico, England probably have two options. We either try and do what we've been doing, which is continue along the same vein, or Mexico will come out because it's at high altitude, and we'll talk about that decision in a minute because I think it's bananas the scheduling of this tournament, how that's worked. But anyway, I'll talk about that in a sec. I think what England should do is potentially for the first 20 minutes play a low block themselves, right? Make it hard for Mexico to break you down. They're not going to expect us to play a low block. They're going to expect us to want to dominate the ball, right? So why don't England sit in for that first 20 minutes, let Mexico try and come at you in that high altitude? You're going to have to conserve energy because it's going to be a harder game physically to go in there. So I think why don't England hold off first 20 minutes, get to the hydration break, then take stock of where we're at and go,
Where we're
right,
at,
okay,
yeah, exactly that,
Mexico have had
exactly
a
that.
good go here. We could probably catch them now if we now go into that counter-attacking style that we want to play.
Is
But we'll
definitely.
see.
I think you're spot on. I think, and one player as well who didn't have the greatest game. I know he's been one of our best players the last sort of 6 months. Was Elliot Anderson? Unfortunately,
He is.
like, just gave the ball away way too much. I think him and Rice really lost themselves positionally a little bit, which unfortunately, if those
They
two,
tried to move the game too quickly. I
they
feel
did,
sometimes
they
it's like
did.
slow down. It's okay.
And if those
Like,
two, yeah, if those two lose their positional sense and give the ball away and jump into each other's position, like, we really are exposed. I think when Rice actually went back to right back, we looked a bit more secure. But you're talking about £216 million of two central
Wow.
midfielders.
We can talk about the price of that another day.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
but
yeah,
yeah.
they didn't last night play like those two players, but they both have had very, very long seasons. I do expect them to come good because I think Elliot Anderson is an excellent footballer. I think it just all got a little bit frantic, and like you said, I think him and the whole England team were absolutely rocked by that goal, and they didn't know what to do with it, particularly for the first 20, 30 minutes. Once we settled down and started playing ball, but I don't want Anderson to go into his shell and not demand the football because he makes us tick. Rice is the legs, but Anderson's the one who makes us tick. So I really hope that if we do sit in that block, but we're still getting on the ball, it's so, so important that Anderson can dictate our play because I think when he wasn't doing that well and Rice wasn't, we lost the run of ourselves for a good sort of half hour, 40 minutes. But once we then came back into the game, it was going through Anderson, it was going through Bellingham. Because what Bellingham does when Anderson and Rice are sort of losing the ball and things, he tries to get involved with way too much play, I think. Do you know what I mean? He's
Yeah, and we
coming to
don't
left,
need him
coming
in
to
there.
right, and we don't
Yeah.
need him there. We need him doing what he did coming into the box late for those headers. Like, to be
I still
fair,
think he was class last night. I still
he
think
was class. He was
there
good.
are
He was
moments
good.
where he
He's got
just
a bag. He's got to bag those two headers, though, and he. Let's be honest.
yeah.
Like
Well,
they're
one of
three
them's a
headers,
good
six
save.
yards
Yeah,
out.
that one of them he had straight at the keeper, didn't he?
He was good. Don't get me wrong. I think he was excellent. I just don't want him to feel like he has to do everything because
No,
you
and
could
there
see him
is that,
screaming. He was
but he
shouting. He was
he
shouting at
always
us, wasn't
wants
he?
to, doesn't he? Like
Yeah, he
even when
does.
Harry Kane went to take his shot for the second goal, Bellingham's screaming for a pass, and I'm like, how's he going to get? He's going the other way. How's he going to get you a pass there?
I
There.
know, which I love. I do love that about him. He's so intense, and like, you
Did you
saw him
see
singing
his?
Wonderwall at the end. He fucking
Yeah,
loves it, doesn't
did
he?
you see when his reaction when Kane scored? Have you seen that video?
No, I haven't seen it. No.
So Kane scores and Bellingham like falls to his knees and like falls all the way back, like screaming,
Yeah, he
like with
loves it, doesn't he?
joy.
It's
Like he
class.
loves it.
It's class.
And we need players like that. That's what England need. We need that player who's gonna go, you know what, follow me, lads. And we've got
Yeah.
Bellingham and Kane that will like Kane did it last night. Bellingham did it against Panama. He's like, right, come on, follow me. I'm gonna take us to that place. So it's great that they're in form. Talking of Mexico, obviously,
Some
um,
scary stats we got here, haven't we?
scary,
Very
scary
scary,
stats.
very scary stats.
In the Azteca Stadium, I think they've only lost 2 of their last 88 games there,
That's frightening.
which is a frightening stat. I mean, they're not even. I wouldn't say they're that good, like in terms of the team. They've got that phenomenal 17-year-old who's been classed to them, Gilberto Mora. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough game. It's also England going at altitude, isn't it? 7,000 feet above sea
7,000,
level,
yeah, above sea level, apparently, yeah.
which I've got a slight bone to pick here with the scheduling. I think that's really unfair. Like the fact Mexico have played there every game, fine. Then the host nations, I get that. But for England to have a turnaround in 3-4 days to go to, they're not gonna have time to adjust to the altitude.
No, 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 not at all.
You need at least 48 hours, if not more, to adjust to the altitude, and we're not going to have enough time for that. So, look, it is what it is. I don't think we can go into the game and blame the altitude straight away. We've got to we're good enough to beat Mexico, whether it's in altitude or not. We should be good enough to beat them. Um,
Their
I'll be
team's not
intrigued to
even
see.
like their
Yeah,
team. You used to know 5 or 6 of their players really, really well. And I remember looking at the first game of this World Cup against South Africa. I was like, Jesus Christ! Like I used to know
it's just
so
Raul
many
Jimenez, isn't
Mexican
it?
players. Literally, Raul Jimenez didn't have a clue who any. I end up, when like Soccerway live score, you go on it and you look at all the clubs they play for. Like there's not really any. Loads of them actually play in Mexico,
Yeah, saw that.
which is really
Yeah,
interesting. But I suppose for this World Cup, it probably gives them a massive advantage in that. And they've actually quite a lot of them play for similar teams as well. So they're always going to be in it. I think that
yeah, yeah.
what's the lad on the left hand side? Well, he is Colombian. Well, yeah,
Quinteros, yeah.
he's like I think he was top goal scorer in the Saudi league, wasn't he? Is that right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
This year, like he actually looks like he looks like he can finish. To be fair,
yeah.
so and we got Raul Jimenez. You give Raul Jimenez a bit of yard of space in the box, he's going to bury it. Very
Yeah.
good in the air. So like we've got to be careful. I think we can get at the back four definitely, but again,
I think as well, as I said, I think Mexico come out. They've scored a lot of their goals early in games, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to come out. They're going to have the crowd behind them. But I was listening to the Five Live earlier this morning, and they had the British correspondent for sport in South American sports correspondent. I can't remember his name, but he was saying that Mexico are the type of team that if they will have the fans behind them from the start, but if they go behind, the fans will turn very quickly,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if England can just nullify them, that's what as I'm saying early on, create a bit of pressure on them, and then they realize, okay, we're not going to be able to break them down as quickly as we've broken down other teams. I think that would play into our hands. But interesting game for us, 1 a.m.
Yeah.
It's either a late night or an early bedtime. Whichever way you look at it. I did see the pubs are open till 5
I
a.m.
saw that. I saw that.
There's
Fair
going to be
play.
some absolute mess for
It's gonna
people
be. It's
on
gonna be.
Monday
There's gonna be
morning.
lads going to the pub at midday for a 1 a.m. kickoff, isn't there? Let's be honest. Some
It's gonna be.
absolute
It's
car
gonna be.
crashes,
I
but
mean, I don't even know what I'm doing about that yet. I haven't even planned.
no,
I
no, no.
just,
It's a strange one, isn't it? It really is a strange one. When I saw the fixture, it's obviously I'm all right out here because I've got to watch it in my own house because all of Ireland hate England, so I've got
yeah,
to
so it's
stay
not
within
on in any pub.
the four walls of my house. I'm watching it in, but no, it will be interesting. I'm intrigued to see the team selection. I'm not going to go into it at all now because we'll have another podcast on that. But just like you said, I really hope that I like the Conser right back, Stone centre mid, and I like probably would give Gordon a go. And I'm just really worried. I'm really
I
worried
think
about Saka.
Gordon.
I'm really worried about Saka. Like something must be wrong with Saka if he's not starting. It must be.
Yeah, must be. I mean, he looked okay when he came on.
He
He
did, yeah.
does.
He's not full tilt though, is he?
No, but he has got that bit of. You can tell when he's on the ball, he's got a bit of extra
Oh,
quality. Madueke is
so
just
much
like
more
pure
quality. Just raw.
mayhem. Like
Yeah,
I think
mayhem.
it's like he's like
Chaos.
one of those
Absolute chaos.
monkeys clamming. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, 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 yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
symbols, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I think to be fair to Gordon, I think you're right. I think Gordon does, after that second half performance when he came on, another positive thing is Tuchel is very good so far at the substitutes he's made. Every
Yeah,
time
he
he's
has.
made to
Yeah,
sub, they've
yeah, he's been
generally
good.
come on and made a bit of a difference. And I think that is a big difference to what we had under Southgate. Is Tuchel, he knows that he knows who he's bringing on, right?
Yeah,
It's
he
generally
does.
going to be like for like. I thought Eze came on last night and he helped us change the game as well. He created a lot more space
Yeah,
for Rice coming from right back, as they kind of took some of them central midfielders away, which I thought was important. So I think he was good last night. But yeah, I'm going into it cautious. I went into the Congo game cautious. I don't know what to expect with England. It's never. My dad messaged me and he was like, "Have we ever watched an England game where it's been like, oh
yeah, I
yeah,
know.
we've cruised
Same,
through nice and
same.
easy." I
Yeah,
think the last one I think we had was in the 2018 World Cup when we beat Sweden 2-0
yeah,
in the
that
quarters.
game. I just guaranteed, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think Dele
it was a
Alli scored back
comfortable
then, didn't he?
2-0, and it
Yeah,
was
it
just
was.
like, yeah, we've won this game, nice.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the last time since then that we've had a nice one where we've just gone, ah,
No.
it's over after 70 minutes. They do like to put us through it, bless him. But yeah, um, interesting. Right, other games to talk about. I really wanted to talk about that Belgium game last night. Oh my Gideon, what happened to Senegal?
Senegal
They
literally
were
capitulated.
cruising for
Belgium,
85 minutes of
oh,
that game.
absolutely. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like, Belgium are
They
an
weren't
absolute
great.
shadow of what they were. And do you know what made me laugh is that he actually took all the big boys off
Well, he
and
brought Lukaku on, didn't he?
brought
Who,
Lukaku on to
who,
cause a bit of
who
chaos.
hilariously did not move, I don't think, for the entirety
No.
of the game. And then he set up a goal, didn't he?
Yeah, he scored a goal and then, but to be fair to them, I know. What do you think about the penalty? Was that a penalty? Can you give that as a penalty in the 120th minute? Like, Jesus, fair play.
Think it's a big
But
call.
it made it look the way he slid in. It looked bad, didn't it? I don't think there was a lot of contact, but you can't be sliding in like that, can you?
That's my point to it. I think he's given the
Yeah,
referee and VAR a decision to make, and he doesn't. Tillemans wasn't getting there.
no,
The ball's gone.
Yeah.
but you don't need to be sliding in like that, and I think it was rash, and in hindsight, in the rules of the game, he took him out in the box with a bad tackle. It was a bad tackle. It's a penalty in my eyes. I know that people say otherwise. I think it's a big call to make at the end. I felt for Senegal slightly. I thought at one point they might storm off the pitch like they did in Cup of
Yeah.
Nations because they were going absolutely mental. But I think it was a penalty. And how good was Tillerman's penalty for the last
Oh,
kick of the game? One of the last kicks of
underrated
the game.
baller. He's an underrated baller, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
phenomenal penalty. I mean, what I'm just I'm still thinking about that game and thinking Senegal was so comfortable at
oh, they
2
were
nil for
absolutely It just
85
shows, though.
minutes.
It just shows when if you get one back, you
The
start to shit
momentum.
yourself. Yeah, the momentum's crazy. It's just one more chance after that, isn't it? And the keeper's come out and absolutely flapped. It's literally hit Tielemans on the head, that second goal, didn't it?
Yeah, I
And
know. Like,
ballooned in. Like, the keeper had it.
yeah,
He wasn't even looking at the ball when he came out.
it was
Um,
it was it was a shame for them, but I think not the best team won on the night,
no,
but Belgium
definitely
will
not.
take that because again they were looking a shambles, an absolute. I don't think they even played for the first 85 minutes. Don't think they had many chances. Um, that's another one. Obviously, we have to talk about Germany going out on penalties. Their first ever loss on penalties at a
Was
World
it? Is it
Cup.
actually?
Yeah, first
Jesus.
ever defeat in penalties at a World Cup. I mean, again, they had a goal disallowed, which I thought
For
was
absolutely
was
nothing.
was was
Nothing.
slightly harsh, but because we're England fans, that's karma for for 2010. Um, when Lampard's goal did not count, but oh my god, how that wasn't given a goal, I don't really know. There wasn't a foul in
But
my
again,
eyes.
though, they were. If you watched a bit of that game, they were poor. Like Paraguay aren't great either. Like it was a good goal to be fair in
Smash
CISO,
and
but
grab for Paraguay, wasn't it? They were
smash
just
and
sat.
grab,
But again,
absolutely.
it showed that if you sit in a low block, it's so difficult for teams to break that down. And that's what Paraguay's game was. They were like, we'll sit deep, we'll try and catch them occasionally on the counter and get a set piece. And that's where the goal came from in the end, wasn't it? But then some good penalties won it. Germany are out. Nagelsmann's been fired today, I've seen.
As he actually,
He's
as
been
he,
asked to resign.
wow.
So it's looking like Jurgen Klopp is the
Yeah,
man.
I saw
Everyone
that, I
wants.
saw that. That would be epic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I look at Germany, and we'll just quickly look at this. I just don't look at their team and go, "Yeah, he's world class. He's world class. He's world class." They've got some
No,
very good players,
they have. Yeah, they have.
but they haven't like striker wise for whatever reason. They just don't have a striker. And Germany have always had
I know.
a
Like
brilliant
Closer,
striker.
Muller,
Cl-
like
yeah,
lads that would score a lot of goals in World
Klinsmann,
Cups as well.
Bierhoff,
Klinsmann, yeah, yeah.
yeah, like and they've always had one generally. There was a little period where they dropped off a bit, and they had Carsten Janker up front for a bit. Do you remember him, bald guy?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But yeah, they just don't seem to have a striker. And then I thought playing Kimmich at right back when he plays centre mid for Bayern, I'm just like, it's a strange one. I think.
Do you know who was really, really, really off the boil this World Cup, particularly the last two games? Pavlovich.
Yeah,
Like
he was
the
poor, very poor.
first few games, and like he's been unbelievable for Bayern this season. But oh my god, the last two games, I've never seen a bloke give the ball away so much. He just completely lost his head. Like I love that Netcha. I think he's a very good player. Like, but I just yeah, Pavlovich. Like, and then Musiala obviously was dropped for that last round of 32 game. Like he hasn't been very good
He
in the
hasn't
World
played
Cup.
much this season though, has he? Let's
Hasn't
be honest.
played much.
He
No, no,
came
no.
back late. He had a big injury. He came back what in March time,
Yeah.
I think it was. So he missed a lot of the season. I mean Germany are out. Holland also out, aren't they? Lost on penalties to Morocco. Just keep going. They're going to cause teams
92nd
problems.
minute equaliser, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, shout out to Gakpo. Obviously
Yeah.
traumatic for him and his family, and then for
Yeah,
him to
yeah, fair
come and
play.
play and score. Fantastic for him, but also sad for the Dutch going out. What else have we had? Um,
Brazil, Japan. Japan nearly did a
yeah,
job, didn't they?
yeah, but I think Brazil probably deserved it in the end. I think they were the
Yeah,
better
yeah, yeah.
team. Probably deserved it. We had, I mean, France, just
Oh,
different level.
absolutely. That game was like a training match, an
Mate,
absolute training match.
if they don't win the World Cup, I'm calling this now. Someone has put in an absolute worldie performance to beat them. I'm
Yeah,
gonna say because they are
frightening.
frightening. They were so good. And
There was
then they've
one
got a
point. There
nice
was one
they've
point in
got a
that
nice
game.
tie against Paraguay next, haven't
Yeah,
they? So
there was
they'll be
one
cruising
point
into the
when
quarters.
Dembele, Elise, and Mbappe were just literally playing the ball in triangles, like giving it, getting it. It was
It was
unbelievable to
frightening,
watch.
yeah.
And let's be honest, the two Mbappe's in the form of his life. I know there's been a bit of uproar at Real Madrid, like petition getting signed to get him out of the club, but let's
Oh,
be honest.
he's been brilliant for the World Cup, hasn't he?
Deschamps, to be fair, like Deschamps has done an
He's a
unbelievable
brilliant
job.
manager, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's
with
won
that
the World
team.
Cup before. He's won it himself. He's been at that team for a long time.
I think he'll be the only one manager to ever win the World Cup twice, man. Is that
Yeah,
right?
I think that's the stat. Yeah, so I mean they've got to win it first. Let's put it out there, but they're very well placed for it. Other shout
What about
outs,
USA, mate? What about
USA, yeah,
USA last night?
again,
They look handy enough. I know Bosnia are shite, to be fair. Bosnia are
yeah,
shite.
Bosnia scraped through. Let's remember
Yeah.
that, right? I think didn't Bosnia have to beat Qatar to get through?
Yeah, and they beat them 3 or 4-1, didn't they? Oh no, who
3-1, yeah.
did they? Yeah.
I've got on my chart behind me. I've got it at 3-1. But yeah, USA ticking over, but Balogun missing in the next
Well,
round
it's
is going to
horrible for them,
be.
isn't it?
He's a big loss for them because he's been brilliant. But I'll tell you who Ben called it out when we did it with Ben a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago. Weston
Oh,
McKennie.
unbelievable. It's been excellent.
He has been phenomenal for that. He is the engine of that team. I think he's been brilliant. And then actually, I don't think he gets talked because he's at Juventus, isn't he? And he plays every single position. And I think he's very underrated. I think he's been brilliant for them.
Their
So
team, let's be honest though, I'm just looking at their team here. They've got obviously Richards and Robinson in the back four, Prem players. Obviously Tim Ream, how he's still playing fair play. He was a Prem player for years. They've got Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, and that Tillman's a fantastic player, Malik Tillman. And then they've got Pulisic, Balogun, and Sergio Dest as a three. Like, fair
they've got
play.
a decent team, and I
Very,
think
very good team.
for them making the round of 16, that's an achievement for them. I think
Huge.
that's a big achievement. Who have they got next?
Who have they
They've got
got? Yeah,
Belgium
they got.
next. You know, they could give
Oh,
Belgium again.
they should beat Belgium, definitely. Then
Oh,
they've got
Spain just had a disallowed goal. Just talking
they
about that.
then they've got Portugal or Spain. They'll have.
Well, it looks a gentle. I don't think they should be disallowed. I don't
No,
think that's a well. They've disallowed it. I don't think that's a foul. It's
touch and
very
go, isn't it?
soft. Well, the keeper's come out, flapped it, missed it, and they've said that the Spanish players have fouled him. I don't think they fouled him, but anyway, there we go. Still 0-0 in the Spain game. Other teams to call out as we go. We've obviously got Portugal tonight against Croatia. That's going to be. I told you we should watch Portugal. I'm really intrigued to see how they get on against
Yeah, so am
Croatia.
I against Croatia. Like, who
I
is
think that
Croatia going to? Is Croatia the team of old going to turn up? Don't know.
yeah, be interesting. And then yeah, we've talked a lot about the other games. I think will be it's the not next round. Brazil Norway is going to be a good one. I think Norway could give Brazil a good game. I mean, phenomenal for Canada that they've got to the round of 16 as well. That they get
Fair
now
play, I
playing
know.
Morocco. So all the host nations in the round of 16. It's
Yeah, excellent.
good for them to keep going. But there we go. So I haven't checked out the prediction thing. I don't even know how that works anymore because we don't actually
I don't
do it on
know.
results, do we?
I don't know how it works, but I know I'm top. So
Are you still? Oh my god, I've dropped all the way to
I'm
8th.
top by quite a way. I think it goes on who you pick to go through now. I must have
Right?
picked quite a few. I think I had Spain just scored there. I think it must have been given, was it?
Have they
Or
just scored again? Have they?
He has
Oh
about
yeah,
just scored.
yeah. I'm behind you then.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a goal then. I haven't got that. There we go. Spain will cruise through, I'd say, in that game.
Spain will cruise through that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, prediction league. I don't really get how it works now, but yeah,
No,
you're top. I've gone from being top to 8th. I don't really get how that's how, how that's happened. But yeah, there we go. So great. All right. Well, anything else we want to talk about?
no, mate. Just pray to the gods that we can get past Mexico at the Azteca because
God, it's just mad, isn't it, that we're not in the quarterfinals yet?
I know. I do like it now. The ties are really starting to heat up now, aren't they? I do quite like the 32, like, as in, it's mad that Germany and Holland have gone out, but it's so easy to just to lose on a penalty shootout and be not even in the last 16. That's what I quite like about it. And there's a lot of teams coming through now. It's a lot more of a, it's it's bringing these smaller nations into the World Cup, which I do like, because like Switzerland have got Algeria and Australia have got Egypt in this round, and
Yeah,
do
it
you know what
means
I
one of
mean? Like
those is gonna make the round of
anything,
16, yeah.
yeah, one of those is going to get through to 16. You know, so
Well, I think we shouldn't diss Switzerland. I think they're a
no,
half decent
very
team.
underrated, very
They
under the
always
radar
do.
team.
They
Yeah,
always do generally well in the Euros as well, right? They always
yeah,
get to the knockouts. So I
they do.
think, what do we think Cape Verde can give Argentina a game, or is it a walkover?
I think that's going to be a 6 or 7 nil job,
Do you
unfortunately.
think? You really think
I
that?
think if Argentina score early doors, it will be floodgates.
Or
But
it could
again,
be floodgates.
if they can keep it, like, again, the thing with a hydration break, Cape Verde can literally play that game as 4 quarters. You know, like 4 22-minute little intervals, just go hard, make the correct substitutions, get fresh legs on. So the longer it stays 0-0, they're in it. But again, if Argentina score early doors, I can see that just being a 4-5-6 landslide, unfortunately.
Yeah. Or just lastly, on World Cup related, how mad is it that Spurs have signed Mateus Fernandes, who for 85 million, I didn't even know he was that good. He was in a relegated West Ham team. And
Oh, stop.
Tonali
I
for
know.
what, a 90 odd mil. I mean,
Well, Daniel Levy's just left, and the old cash book's come out, boy, isn't it?
yeah,
The old checkbook's
I
come out
mean,
of the bank, come out of the safe. Right,
fair play to
let's
them.
just write some
They're
checks.
moving quickly to get things done so they can't get poached, right? Because that's what the problem they had last year. Like they just got poached every time. But
Yeah,
some signings to get Tonali and Fernandez in already, and he's got Van Hecker as well, hasn't he?
yeah.
In
Van
there,
Hecker, Messi,
yeah. So brilliant,
Robertson.
yeah. I think Ben must be spewing, isn't he? That Newcastle
He's gonna lose.
probably
They're
going
gonna
to
lose.
use.
They're gonna get gutted, aren't they? Unfortunately.
I don't really get again. Football finances just baffles me.
Yeah, I know.
Newcastle make all this money, but they can't replace. They can't replace
I
these
know.
players. Oh, anyways, right. We'll be back then. Post Mexico. I don't know when. Some point
Maybe
early next
Monday,
week,
maybe Tuesday, but we will be back
depending on the result, shall we say?
yeah, yeah,
Or what we could do
absolutely.
is we just do it at 6 in the morning on Monday morning.
Yeah, just do a little early rise, a live sesh. Yeah,
Yeah. I don't think there'll be a lot of people not going to work on Monday,
no, no.
especially if it's well, even if we lose, I don't think people going to work. It'd be hilarious, but yeah, brilliant. All right, well, cheers, Siege. Always a pleasure. I'm going to go finish watching the Spain game. It could be an
Yeah,
absolute
absolutely.
drubbing now.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think it will be.
yeah, but always a pleasure. Speak to you soon.
Yeah,
And come on,
England.
England.
Come on, boys.